Welcome everybody to Haven Report. As always, I am subject. I unfortunately started a little too soon, so we are waiting for Roberto. We will be killing some demons here in the next few minutes. How's everybody's Wednesday going? I didn't mean to like that. Good. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and hop in. See a black screen for just a second. There we go. There we go. Okay. One last thing I gotta test. Okay, Discord is coming through. we're gonna go ahead and get started. Robert will be with us shortly. It's my bad. I started the stream early. Fine. We're all fine. Yeah. Well, we got points. Let's use them. Yes, please.
Doom.
Boom.
I see you wanted to start early.
Apparently, I don't know why I swore it was 7:30.
I just saw all your messages. I was like, well, that's a one-sided conversation I just missed.
Yeah, if you'd fucking answer, you bastard.
I was busy
I don't believe you.
with errands.
I don't believe you.
I don't have time to respond to you when I'm getting ready for the show.
I don't believe you, you bastard. Why am I getting such big frame drops all of a sudden?
Yeah, on the Discord it looks a bit laggy, but I didn't know if that was just me.
No, it's the game. What? Hello. So how's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Been watching some The Stand.
Oh yeah. How are you finding it?
That it's a show. We'll have plenty of time to discuss it tomorrow.
Do you hate me yet?
No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. There's like all these things I could talk about, and then it's like, wait, we have 6 hours to discuss all this tomorrow. Maybe let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I just needed a simple, oh, I like it, or oh, I don't like it, and you're like, I don't know. Robert doesn't know how to have feelings.
That's true.
How far are you through it?
I've got less than. I've got like about a couple hours left, so I'm well past the halfway point.
Killing me. What the fuck is happening?
I don't know. On the YouTubes, it's just frozen. Now. Yeah, on the Discord it's like choppy, and on the YouTube it's just frozen. It's just been frozen on one screen for a while.
Jesus.
I think Doom just doesn't like you.
It was your fault.
I mean, that's probably true.
Oh yeah, I will. I will prove it. This is where we came from. God, they're exploding.
We can't see, John.
What do you mean?
It's frozen everywhere. Oh wait, it's kicking in. It's still frozen, but I saw something.
Frozen on Discord?
Yeah, Discord, the YouTube, everywhere. It's just frozen. Our audio is coming through, but it's it.
I've never seen a game with this many fucking problems.
Well, it's what you deserve, because this is the game you wanted to play.
Alright, how about that?
I see a black screen
On YouTube or?
on the Discord. On the YouTube, it's your Evil Dead 2 screensaver. All I see is utter blackness. Oh, weird. On YouTube, it's like flickering in and out. On a Discord, it's just blank.
How does Discord look now?
No, better, but it's still choppy.
So when I do this, it's choppy for you?
Oh yeah,
That might be.
very, very choppy.
About, no.
Better. We're making progress.
Congratulations, you can tell the difference between 30 and 60 FPS.
Yeah, it's better, but it's still choppy.
The game's going down to. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, it was showing up on YouTube too, just still choppy.
My game keeps dropping frames, and I don't understand why. Let me verify the integrity of the game files real quick. The integrity of game files.
This is why you don't download games from sketchy websites, John.
I didn't.
Mm, that remains to be seen.
You saw me launch it from Steam, motherfucker.
I can't trust my own eyes. But thankfully, the version of The Stand I've been watching on YouTube doesn't have ads on it, so that's been pretty easy to watch. Were you planning on breaking it up or just leaving it as a long live stream as is?
We'll probably record it and like separate it by episode, so it'll be 4 longer-ish videos.
Yeah, the nice thing about this version on YouTube, it's they've edited together as more of a movie. But then occasionally, every couple hours, the title card will pop up, and I'm like, "Oh, that's the start of the next episode." Okay.
That's really funny.
Because for some reason, I'm not sure why they aired it as like 4 extended long episodes instead of just 6 hour long episodes.
I don't know, but I remember as a kid, my dad had that on VHS tape, and it was 4 VHS tapes. That's how I watched it for the first time.
Nice. Like a released copy, or did you just record it off TV?
No, this was like an official release.
Nice.
Yeah, and I thought for the longest time that was going to be the only way to get it. And then they finally put it on Blu-ray, so I will be watching it on Blu-ray copy.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm seeing it, but it's still kind of choppy.
Yeah, hold on, it's stuttering a little bit. All right. Is the mouse moving smooth for you?
Uh, it was for a second, but it's still a little choppy. It's looking better.
I don't mean this. I don't mean this to be mean, but I'm getting really sick and tired of hearing you say the word choppy.
It's chopped up and slow.
Ah, sweet Jesus.
It's mostly okay though.
Okay. It might just be Discord. I don't know.
Yeah, it's looking better on YouTube.
See how this goes. Are you ready to now? Are you since you've been watching The Stand? Are you ready to watch the CBS All Access version?
Woo! The Paramount epic.
Yeah, that's 3 hours longer for some reason.
Well, that should make it better.
Well, you do get to see Amber Heard play Nadine.
Yay!
Well, I can't think of a better casting for Amber Heard than the one that betrays them and goes to sleep with the Antichrist. I wasn't sure if you knew which one Nadine was.
Spoil. Oh yeah, I know who Nadine is.
Yeah, spoilers for a 40-year-old book.
Well, that show has a who's who of DC casting. You got Amber Heard and Ezra Miller.
And Ezra Miller, I think, is actually, I haven't seen him actually play it, but just on paper, I don't hate him for the Trash Can King. Trash Can.
Yeah. But that just gives you context for how old that version already is.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, that was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. Well, the 90s one is kind of a who's who of late
so
80s and early 90s actors, TV actors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a stacked cast.
Gary Sinise is really fucking good in that.
He's great, and I do think James Marsden is good casting for that character.
No, I agree. It's just, I mean, I didn't get far enough to
Not
see
gonna
if
make
he
me watch it.
nails it. I mean, we're gonna have to do it at some point. That one we will have to split up. Ooh, yay.
We'll make that our 1,000 subscriber goal.
We'll make that our 500 subscriber goal.
Oh god,
no. More health or ammo?
I guess now I'd go ammo.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop watching it on the Discord, because at least on the YouTube it is playing better.
Okay.
That's
It must be Discord then.
So many technical problems this week.
I think it's all your fault too. You should but don't worry, but you must be excited because once you get to this, then you get to watch Friday the 13th.
Woo!
Both of them.
Yeah.
Oh god. That is one of the few ones where I'm like, yeah, I prefer the remake over the original.
I was just gonna say that. It might surprise some people.
And I am sure there are those people like, that's blasphemy. It's like, I like that first movie, but it is kind of boring for like 2/3.
Oh yeah. Let's see. So this will be our 9th one, I think.
Yeah, we've done a lot of. Oh, you're talking about for the original remake?
Yeah.
That Friday could become my number one.
Wow.
I really like that remake, which is funny because I remember when I went to see that in theaters because it's one of the most awkward theater experiences I've ever had. I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, they made Jason a runner and like, he has all these traps, and I was like, yeah, but it's Friday the 13th movie.
Well, he's closer to the early movie Jason's.
Yeah. And I hadn't seen those
Honors,
when I saw
Tommy
that
Jason.
remake. So for me, Jason was the zombie that just never stops.
Jason comes in many forms.
Including a worm.
We're only temporarily disabling the tower. You need to remove each lens individually. Carefully release the hinges.
But yeah, looking at our list, if we were ranking the original movies, Friday the 13th is probably at the bottom of the ones we've watched so far.
No. Under the Blob?
Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah,
and I'd put it over the original The Crazies. Like, that movie's fine.
Yeah, the Crazies I'd put over it.
Really?
Yeah, I find it a bit more compelling. But I like that first Friday the 13th. Like, it has some highlights.
I wonder if you do. No, that's fair. For me, really, it is just for Friday the 13th that last, like, 20 minutes with Pamela Voorhees. It's so good. It's great. It's great.
It's great. Crazy Ralph is great. The Tom Savini gore is great.
Yeah, I mean, the axe kill, partially because, like, I understand the art behind it now, might be a top 10 kill.
It is a good one.
Like, it's such a simple kill, but just the way they had to do that to make it look realistic.
But also, for clarification, we are going to be watching like the minute longer uncut version, which is what I consider the real movie.
Yeah. I don't remember if the Arrow 4K comes with both cuts. I assume it does.
For the remake?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know that remake has. I know that remake has a killer cut or whatever.
Yeah, and that's like a few minutes longer than the theatrical one.
Yeah.
And it's mostly just that sex scene.
Can't cut that. So what you're saying is it should have been called the Stupendous Cut.
That would have been the better name for it.
It's just funny that it's called the Killer Cut when all they really restored was a sex scene.
I also think there's a couple though, like Trent's death at the end might be slightly longer in the Killer Cut version. No, when we do our double feature commentary, we should call it the Stupendous Commentary. It'll be a missed opportunity if we don't.
That is also true. So you were talking over it, so I don't know if you've noticed, but when you're coming in here to remove the satellite thing, he's like, you have to carefully remove these crystals one by one, and the Doom guy just fucking stomps on it. It's like, fuck you.
And that's why we love him.
But no, that's one thing this game is kind of a master at. It's just storytelling through character. Yeah, there is a story here, but it's kind of in the background. But you know everything you need to know about Doom Guy just from his actions.
Oh, yeah.
And then Doom Eternal, when we get to it, overcomplicates everything.
Demon breach detected.
Boom. But Robert, other than The Stand, have you watched anything good?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've watched anything since Leprechaun. Been a busy week.
Ya bastard.
Yeah. Have you?
Nothing new, but I've made a new friend on Discord, so I've been showing them movies they've never seen. We watched Evil Dead 2 because it's the greatest movie ever made.
Objectively.
And Anna and the Apocalypse because they love musicals. And I was like, you have to see this.
It is Christmas in March.
It is, yeah. No, they loved it. I'm gonna show them Repo
Nice.
soon. The only movie we've ever reviewed that I can think of that you were wrong about.
I thought that was fine.
Yeah, it's peak, you bastard. Oh God. What? Okay.
Did you die?
Apparently, I don't know how.
Maybe you're not as epic as you thought you were.
Oh. Oh. Jesus.
So this week we got our first substantial news update on the next Spider-Man movie, and it's confirmed that Sadie Sink from Stranger Things is going to be in it. And my knee-jerk reaction is, oh man, I was really hoping she was going to be Jean.
I mean,
in X-Men. She still could be, but boy,
He
that
still
would be
could be, but this would be a weird place to introduce the X-Men.
Yep. Maybe that's
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I need to know how much of a soft reboot this is. Like, are we just not gonna mention Michelle Jones or Ned Leeds or whatever the fuck his name was?
I'd be fine with one movie without him. Probably be mentioned.
But if you cast somebody like Sadie Sink, she has to be MJ, right?
Like the real Mary Jane Watson. That would, like, if she's not Jean Grey, then that would be my guess.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Is like, is this a soft reboot, or we're saying, oh, you know, we're starting over?
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna retcon anything. I think they're just gonna say, she's Mary Jane Watson. It's just a different character. I don't know.
Must stop. The hell energy
But
is unusable
even if she's Mary Jane, though, I don't know. After the rumors about her being Jean, her just being a Spider-Man love interest in a movie just feels like a downgrade to me.
Yeah, but I mean, and this is where I get all the haters yelling at me. We haven't had a good MJ on screen.
That's true.
I want a good MJ, and my frames are dropping. Hello?
No, I want a great MJ too. We'll see. Unless there's some other character she's playing, but I don't know. I need more substantial news about that movie, but at least they're finally making progress on it, I guess. Oh god. And
Sweet Jesus.
now it's getting a bit laggy on the YouTube too.
Yeah, it'll catch up. Whatever was going on fixed itself.
Whoa. I mean, maybe the news will come out like, no, it is going to be a more grounded street-level Spider-Man movie that's also introducing the X-Men. Maybe that's what it'll be.
The most unhinged one I've heard is, what if she's playing Kitty Pryde?
I don't see that at all. That would be weird.
I don't see it either.
I think people are only seeing that because there has been some history, maybe in the Ultimate Universe with Kitty and...
Oh, no, more than some. They
dating.
date for a long time in Ultimate.
Okay. So I guess that's why I still don't think Sadie would be her.
No, it would be nice to finally cast, redheads as, redheads.
How dare you? They'll never do that.
Speaking of superhero stuff, my mom has started watching The Flash show.
Oh.
So through osmosis, I got to rewatch the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It has not aged well.
Probably not.
I think the pilot is fine. You get the origin, you get Iris before she becomes annoying. Their weather wizard is okay. But then immediately in the next episode, you get the CW stuff. Because Joe, I think that's his name, the cop guy that adopts Iris.
Yeah.
Is like, no, you can't be putting your life on the line to stop, like, bank robbers and stuff. Even though in the last episode he was perfectly fine to sit there while Barry risked his life against a man that can summon tornadoes. Robert, make it make sense.
Dude, that's one of the things that really pissed me off in the later seasons, that they throw him under the bus hard.
Do they?
He becomes just the worst.
Ooh. I mean, they do it to Iris, too. Like, I've seen clips.
Yeah.
Lest us never forget the infamous, well, you're not the Flash, Barry. We are.
Yeah, but I'm the one who runs fast. I'm pretty sure that makes me the Flash.
I mean, that's what I would have said. Like, sorry, I didn't know you were out there running against criminals. Pretty sure you sit in here and yell at me.
Was that the earliest culprit of turning a solo superhero show into a team ensemble that really...
No, that starts with Arrow.
Well, Arrow got there eventually, but it took...
No. No, Arrow still does it first.
Okay.
Because
I mean, like,
he has
a sidekick.
Right, but he has the Arrow, the Bunker, and Felicity, and Diggle by season 2, and that's before Flash starts.
That's fair. They still feel more like support to me for a good while than. Like,
I mean, it's also been a while since I've seen those because I don't care. That whole universe went up the fucking rails.
This is true.
Oh, that might be the worst line in the pilot. Okay, so the Flash pilot has Arrow, and he's like, I don't think that lightning bolt just randomly hit you. I think it chose you, Barry. What? What does that mean?
But John, it'll be revealed later that the lightning's sentient, so he was kind of right, actually.
Wait, do they do that?
Well, the shit with the Speed Force really goes off the rails.
Because I know there's a comic. I know there's a comic where you find out that Barry was the lightning bolt that hit him.
Oh, yeah. I don't. They never quite do that in the show.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't have surprised me if they did. That show loves its time travel. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, also in that show, in the later seasons, they personify the Speed Force as her mother, and then she goes evil for a little bit.
Wait, whose mother?
That's Barry's mother.
Oh, you said her mother.
Oh, my bad.
I was like, who?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
No, I think it's like season 6 or 7, but the most that show has ever pissed me off was the thing with Joe, where keep in mind this is after Barry fixed the timeline for the billionth time, because Reverse Flash fucking around. So, for context, Barry has just fixed a timeline where Joe was fucking murdered, and Reverse Flash was married to Iris. So he's gotten all... Oh yeah, they do that. So he's gotten that shit fixed and taken care of. And then Fawn, or Reverse Flash, comes to Barry and is like, I need your help. I'm dying from all the fuckery I did. And Barry's like, well, that sounds like a whole lot of not my problem. And then Joe will later lecture and yell at Barry in front of the whole team about Barry being better than that and being just as bad as Thawne for saying he won't help him. This is the guy who killed his mother and got his father and put in prison.
Yo, what are you doing?
And it's not even like, hey Barry, can I talk in private? Like, maybe this is kind of dark for you, or, you know, maybe you should help people. They're like, no. He yells and lectures at him in front of everybody. And he's like, fuck you, Barry. You are just
You know, I want to say that's
if you're
inconsistent,
not
but
gonna help him.
But he does that in the second episode, too, when he finds out that Barry's been working with Star Labs. He just starts yelling at him in front of everybody.
Yeah.
That's like that one clip that I saw. I don't have the context, but is there a season where, like, Iris and Joe and Barry's, like, daughter comes back?
Yes. Stopping our energy
Apparently she's working for Thawne because everything in that show revolves around Thawne.
Yep.
And Barry sends her back to the future and Iris breathes at him about it.
We will be back at square one.
Have you seen the clip I'm talking about?
I have. I've seen that whole show, man.
Oh.
I stuck with it to the end, and it was not worth it.
Why would you do that?
It was the thing I watched with my dad. It's like, well, we did that.
But I will say, the writing in that scene was nonsensical. I really liked how Grant Gustin played that scene.
He's always good.
I think he could have been a pretty good Flash if he was working with material that wasn't CW.
But at the same time, I also don't want him as the Flash in the DCU.
No.
It's like, we need to move on, guys. Come on.
He would want. There's no way he would want to do that anyway.
Probably not. Like, if you put him in there somewhere as a different character, I'd probably be more open to that.
I mean, he's old enough now. You could probably have him as, like, Barry's dad in a flashback or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, Arrow, I drop off after 3.
I drop off after 4.
And from what I've heard, I did not miss anything.
So I drop off after Laurel is killed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come back because I hear that 5 or 6, the one with Prometheus, is actually, like, decent.
I think that was 5.
And it was pretty good. There's some moments in there I really like. And then I just never kept up with it again.
Yeah, I saw some of those episodes. Like, I dip in and out, but never consistently.
Yeah.
But even Smallville in its later seasons, like, the closest it ever went to, like, superhero ensemble was just Chloe and Oliver, and that was kind of it. Everyone else was only guest characters. Yeah, it never became a full team.
Well, and I maintain even Smallville at its worst is more entertaining. The show, those Arrowverse shows when they get bad.
I agree.
Demonic presence eliminated. Lockdown disengaged.
Say what you will, but I legitimately think Smallville just had better writers.
Yeah.
Which is saying something.
I mean, I think the sweet spot of Flash was probably like the back half of season 1.
I mean, season 1 of the show
And
is just
then-
the best season. It goes off the
It
rails
is.
like almost immediately after that.
Very quickly. Season 2 makes a lot of bad choices that it just never recovers from.
Yeah.
Even if it has its moments. Like
I
remember
stuck
4
through it
being
for
pretty
Tony
good.
Todd.
Yeah. Oh, it was nice
That was
that
a
it got
mistake.
worked. Yeah.
Remember when they made a mystery out of who was Professor Zoom or
Yep.
whatever the fuck his name was, and it was in that dude that they just met? And I was like, oh,
Yep.
shocked.
Remember when Barry had like an evil secret mentor?
Which time?
Want to just do that? Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit.
Want to just do that again?
That show really needed to either let that actor go or just find a permanent role for him.
Yeah.
Because none of the other
that shtick got old.
Wells that he plays are as good as the first one.
No, and a couple were downright obnoxious.
I've seen one that's like a French guy or something.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing?
There was an episode, like around, I don't know, season 3, when they had him play like a bunch of Wells, and I was like, oh god, I'm getting too old for this. I think this is really fucking bad.
Yeah, season 3 is where I dipped from that show. Which we should mention that ties into the channel. Tobin Bell. That's Tobin Bell.
That's true.
And he's really cool, and then they reveal who it is, and I was like, oh, that was lame.
Yeah.
And then we had to watch that same stupid fucking premonition of Iris dying 700 times. And then they cock block us.
Yeah.
No, because already at that point I was like done with Iris.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I like Iris and Barry's relationship in the comics.
I don't know. You're probably gonna disagree with this. I still don't think Iris at her worst annoys me as much as Lana at her worst.
She'll try to use it to open a portal manually into hell.
But it's tough competition.
I probably don't disagree, but that's just because I never finished The Flash. But We Are the Flash is pretty fucking bad.
That
That might be worse than anything Lana ever pulled.
Welcome to the UAC, home of the patented Argent Energy Filtration System.
Hello.
I do not miss those shows.
You do not miss what?
I do not miss those shows.
So you don't want to cover all of them on a YouTube channel?
Oh god. I do need to finish Superman and Lois. That one
I
was
do
pretty
too. I mean, that's the best of them, and it's not even close.
good. Yeah.
You like our new gun?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
You like guns? Oh god. Oh god. Well, you know what's crazy is we got that Matrix demo like at the start of this generation, but they have not announced any Matrix games.
Oh yeah.
No, and that demo is super cool.
Yeah, that came out before that movie released, though, right?
Yeah.
Was it like the same year? Yeah, and then the movie flopped, and they were probably like, "Oh god, scrap everything."
Dude, a proper Matrix game would be legit. I'd play the shit out of that.
It'd be nice. I mean, they had a couple of popular ones back in the day. Do better.
Hey, it's my song. So I sent you a track from the soundtrack. Did you actually listen to it?
I don't know.
Ya bastard. How do you not know if you listen to something?
That is an excellent question.
What?
Less talking, more fighting. Oh god. No, those CW shows at their worst is probably like the most embarrassing mainstream television that's ever been produced.
Honestly, I think the one that pisses me off the most is Supergirl.
Yeah, that's the one I never bothered with.
Because
I
the
heard
first
it
season,
started okay.
the first season is better than all of the other first seasons, I think, with the caveat that you have to get past a couple episodes.
Gotcha.
And then they move from CBS to the CW, and instantly it's like, oh no.
Yeah. Well, one of the better ones that I stuck with was Stargirl, and I mean that was only 3 seasons.
I didn't.
They're shorter.
Bother.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but like that first season was originally intended to be DC exclusive when that app was a thing before Max.
Just like Titans.
Yup. Except Stargirl went to the CW, and then by season 2 it was like, oh, now we're working with CW money. you could tell how much the budget was slashed. It was still alright, like it was still watchable. It helped that they were shorter seasons, but yeah, in terms of budget, you could see a significant step down from season 1 to season 2.
Yeah. The most embarrassing thing about Supergirl, though, is the last, like, really bad episode of the Red Tornado episode.
Oh, yeah.
He looks rough.
Oh, I've seen pictures.
Yeah, it's not any better in motion. They're playing my favorite track off the soundtrack. Robert is making me happy.
Woo! That's all that
Oh my god!
Did you ever stop and think that these demons maybe didn't ask for this?
Did you ever stop to think that they're trapped in here with me?
Oh.
You don't get it, Robert. This isn't a horror game. I'm the monster.
It's an operating table, and I'm the surgeon.
Yeah. This isn't your average horror game. I'm the one that hunts the monsters. And I just killed this. Oh, God. I am the danger. All right, Robert, here's a fun question. What is a TV show that everybody loves that you do not understand the appeal?
Oh, that's tough. I usually just don't pay attention to what people are watching. I am so backed up on stuff I need to watch that... Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, I think my most honest answer to that question would be like reality TV stuff, where I've just never got it.
Yeah,
like the obvious go-to example is like Kardashians. I mean, there's tons of shows like that, and I've just never got the appeal.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say that my life is like super interesting or anything, but I can proudly say that I'm not boring enough to have to watch somebody else live their life. Mine is Breaking Bad. It's fine. It's also really boring.
It's not though. It's a great show.
No.
Yeah, but crime dramas just don't generally seem to be your thing anyway.
Yeah, no, like I'm joking when I say it's bad. It's just I got to season 5 and I was like, I mean, I like Walt. But I could not give a fuck less about what happens to these people.
Well, that's your problem. I think I'm just amazed that so many of those like procedural shows are still on the air. Like somebody's watching them.
Somebody's watching Law and Order SVU.
Like you don't need to keep making new episodes if they just did reruns forever. Like,
no, what's
chances are
insane
you're
to
gonna catch
me?
an episode you haven't seen before.
What's insane to me is you have like that Dick Wolf guy that has made, you know, he made all those Law and Order shows. He's still making Law and Order SVU. I think it's on like season 25. And he keeps making new fucking procedurals. I don't know if you know this, but he has an entire like Chicago cinematic universe going on NBC. Because he's got Chicago PD, which is your standard, you know, Chicago cop procedural. And then it got, which is a spin-off of Chicago Fire, or something like that, which is about a fire department in Chicago. And then that got another spin-off about a hospital in Chicago. And I think there's another one, but I don't know for sure. And I'm like, dear God. Can you imagine trying to keep up on like all of those shows on a weekly basis?
I could not. I mean, I was a big CSI fan growing up, and even I dropped off. Then there are now 4 of them.
Is there only 4? I know there's the original New York,
Miami.
the one with oh yeah, Miami, and then the one with Rob.
Oh wait, no, maybe there were 5 because there was a really short-lived one in between, and then the original kind of got a revival. Kind of.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, but it only lasted a couple seasons. But they also changed the title.
Wow. The original was weird because it's one of the few procedurals that had like character dynamics.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows.
Like you had that romance with Grissom and that girl young enough to be his granddaughter.
Nah, more like just his daughter. It's fine.
I don't know. I could never tell how old she was supposed to be. But I saw, you know what? I think I've seen pictures of that revival. And yeah, she looks like she's like 40 and he looks like 80.
Oh. He's like 70. It's fine.
How old is she?
Let's see. So he is currently 72 and she is 56.
Okay, that's honestly not like an insane gap.
So, and to be fair, for context, she was like 30 when the show started, so it's not like, it's not too bad.
It's just she looked really young and he looked really old.
That's fine. I love Chris. Like, of all of those shows, he was like one of the more interesting characters.
Yeah, and that's what some of those are missing. Like, I see episodes of Law and Order SVU and I'm just like, who am I supposed to latch onto here?
Yeah,
although, you know what? Good on that lead actress that's been there since like day 1.
Yeah, okay.
She's gonna be rolling in residuals.
Right?
And that's the actress that was supposed to be in Power Rangers the movie, if I remember.
Yeah, I was talking to Hayden about that the other day, because remember how I said I thought that one character was like recast in the show or something? So what I was misremembering was, oh, right, they had that one lady in the movie, and then for some reason during production she was recast. But the chick you see in the movie.
Yeah.
So, the original Law and Order lasted from 1990 to 2010, and then was revived in 2022 and is still going.
Jesus criminy.
Like,
Well,
why
with that
bother
show-
reviving it? Just do another Law and Order. You've got like 5 of them.
Well, like with that show specifically, half the cast are dead at this point.
Yeah,
Is there anybody from that original cast still left in that show?
that is an excellent question.
Because I know at least with like SVU, there are still original cast members left. Like Ice-T is just coasting on that show.
Yeah. Yeah, SVU, I never saw much of the original Law and Order. SVU is the one that my mom and my sister liked. They watched it for a while.
I've seen some of the original because my grandpa was a big fan, and then I've seen some of SVU. And then I realized, though, it's the same fucking thing every episode.
Yeah, SVU started in '99 and is still going.
Yeah. It's got to be close to 30 seasons. I wonder if there's a tally of, like, how many times the writers copy themselves with a crime.
Oh god.
Because that's the other thing with Law & Order is because that's supposed to be for a very specific type of crime.
I'm sure they recycle scripts constantly.
Yeah.
And like I said, you don't need to make more. Like, if you just did reruns from now to the end of eternity, I think people are just gonna watch the reruns and probably won't remember if they're episode 16.
They're telling a very important story. It's not at all about making money.
Yeah, and I was never a big fan of CSI New York. I think I just watched it for Gary Sinise.
That's the only part of that show I remember.
Yeah.
Did it even last long? Because, like, CSI Miami was popular due to memes.
Lockdown disengaged.
Oh,
Because
New
that's-
York went... Miami may have gone longer, because I think New York lasted about 9 seasons.
Jesus. Because I know Miami had the whole meme with David Caruso just being David Caruso.
Yes.
But like New York, just nobody talks about.
Yeah, it's pretty forgotten. Yeah, New York got 9 seasons, and Miami got 10.
Fucking insane.
And the original went the longest. The original went
The road to hell is paved
15 years.
by Argent Energy.
Also insane.
Yeah, and then the revival of the original that they called Vegas, that lasted 3 years. And so there's currently no CSI show on the air. Give it time.
Crazy to me.
Yeah.
In this age where we're bringing everything back, like even Criminal Minds has already had a fucking revival.
That's true. Yeah, Criminal Minds is another one my mom and my sister like.
I really liked the first 2 seasons of that show, and then Mandy Patinkin became a hypocrite and left.
Yeah.
And his replacement sucked.
Oh.
I don't know if you knew about that whole thing, but
Oh yeah, I knew he left.
no, I mean I don't know if you knew why he left.
Yeah.
He pulled a Jim
Morally.
Carrey. He decided 2 years in that he could no longer morally support what the show was about.
Yeah, well, to each their own.
You know what's really funny though, is they do flashback. They later kill him off like 8 years later,
Yep, I knew about this.
and they do flashbacks, and he's played by fucking Ben Savage from Boy Meets
The
World.
road to hell is paved by Argent Energy.
I was
make
like,
that
what?
up.
I don't buy Ben Savage as an FBI profiler at all.
But does he look like a young Mandy Patinkin?
I don't see that either. Oh, I see. Ah, Jesus.
Is this the platforming part of the game?
This is the platforming section of our first-person shooter.
Yay.
It's not flying, it's falling with style.
Yeah.
What? I don't know what the fuck is going on with this game, but it's starting to piss me off.
And then one I never watched was 911.
We know of it, but I
Yeah, that ended in 2023 and then got revived in 2024.
is that even a revival? Like, that's just a renewal.
It might have changed networks too.
Isn't that the one with Jennifer Love Hewitt?
Yes.
I'm like, don't quote me on this, but I'm also like 90% sure that's the one who's newest to like, oh my god, you have to see this must watch hour of television was like the tornadoes.
Yeah. I was gonna bring that up. I was like, this looks amazing. I think I posted about that. I was just seeing ads for it. Oh, we should. I was just seeing ads for that everywhere. I was like, fuck.
Like, I get one advertised, oh, you know, this, you have to see this. But for that, of all things?
So that had one spin-off, 911 Lone Star. That was the Rob Lowe one. So one of those had the B tornado. I don't know which one it was. But then, but those are not to be confused with Rescue 911 or Reno 911, which is what I keep assuming it is, but that's a very different show. There's too many 911 shows.
Nope.
Oh, before that, she had a one-season role in Criminal Minds. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Was it the
10.
normal show? Okay.
Yeah.
I know that show has tried multiple times for spin-offs. And they never last. It's like, what a waste of money.
Somebody's watching these.
But they're not, because they get canceled after one season.
That is true.
Then cable wonders why it's in danger. Not that fucking Netflix is much better. Speaking of shows, though, Robert, once we get past the Stand and Friday the 13th, we really should make plans to do The Last of Us. We're running out of time.
Oh, yeah. Already on it.
That's what we like to hear. What kind of fucking tower is this? Ah, Jesus. Oh, God. Can't move! Please give me a checkpoint. Thank God. Oh, God. Well, we're gonna die, Robert. Oh, Jesus.
It's fine. Just go with the flow.
Hey, Robert, you know what they call that?
What?
Free falling.
Oh, you know what you could have used?
What's that?
A high hide. You
Well, I
could've
think
gone high
we are
and hide.
we are high. Where do we hide?
I'm gonna post these in the Haven of Horror chat without context.
Please do.
Yeah, it was like a year or two ago. I just remember seeing ads for this thing constantly, and I don't think I even heard of 911 before that. I was like, "What is this show?"
Yeah, I see it. I see ads for it all the time on like Hulu and shit.
Hmm. This one's gonna sting.
If you're just gonna watch on YouTube, I'm gonna try this to see if it fixes these frame rate drops. You Krispy Kreme motherfucker. See what Robert has posted.
Oh, I mean, we just talked about it. Just the B.
No, but I want to see the. Oh
That
my
second
God.
post was amazing.
The second one's amazing. The first one is just like, remember Candyman?
Yep.
They were really going for like a horror vibe, but with a premise that I can't take seriously.
I'm just glad that shows that I loved, like Psych, that show ending at 8 seasons looks respectable compared to
Yeah.
most of those.
Well, it could be.
Though-
It could be worse. You could be a Castle fan.
Oh.
That show lasts 3 seasons too long, and by the end of it, neither of the two leads could stand to be in the same room.
Once you get to that point, you need to pull the plug.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
crazy
not-
too
that
because
one,
like Nathan Fillion doesn't seem like the type.
Yeah.
But- Yeah,
Like, I don't
apparently
know.
he and Stanikotic couldn't even be in the same room together by the end, and they're playing romantic interests.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't want to speak for anybody, you know, 'cause I wasn't there, but, you know, he doesn't really have that reputation outside of that show. So, I don't
Yeah, it
know.
makes you wonder if he was the problem.
Scott, what network was that on?
ABC.
Yeah, most of those are, I guess.
They
Well, and I
CBS
don't-
is the like procedural network.
Yeah. Because that is what kind of separated the USA network from all those, is they didn't really... Those shows would just kind of come and go. I don't really know what the current state of USA looks like. But
No idea.
their shows typically didn't last super long.
Yeah.
Even Psych, being one of their big ones, you know, still ended at, 8 seasons.
Well,
Or Suits, I guess, was the other one. Which I never
they're
watched.
reviving that.
Of course.
Well, so I guess I should say they're reviving it with a spin-off starring Stephen Amell.
Oh, that's what that is. I think I've seen some ads for it.
Yeah. How did you not figure it out? It's called Suits LA.
I don't know. I didn't look at what the title was. You don't pay me to read.
You motherfucker.
When are we gonna start our Suits LA channel?
I've never seen that show.
It
Or the
just
original.
premiered like a week ago. It's fine. We can come in with fresh eyes.
Oh. I mean, I am curious to see Stephen Amell try to play a lawyer.
Yeah.
He's not the world's greatest actor.
Oh.
Damn it! Damn it! That's what we like to see.
Now we're cooking with oil.
Now we're cooking with shotguns.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
But I
No,
mean,
no.
it's also the. It's also the same thing with shows like The Simpsons, though. Somebody's watching it. I don't know why it's still going.
Convinced, given the way Disney treats things.
Do you think it's just stubbornness to keep that going at this point? Like, no, we are keeping this on as long as we possibly can. We will never end this.
I think they have data that shows that a lot of people are just subscribed for The Simpsons. And they don't understand, like, to Disney Plus. And they don't understand that it's just for the old stuff. I know at least one person is watching those, like, Lisa Simpson specials that they're putting on. Or was
good.
watching. Yeah, our buddy Tom was a big fan.
Oh,
Oh, no.
I don't want to think about that.
Oh, God.
Hi, anime fan. How you doing? John's been having fun.
Now I'm
fighting
playing with power.
You need the power glove, John. It's so bad. Oh god.
What?
Well, no, I just caught up on the YouTube. That's how you died.
Every fan likes The Simpsons, but not enough to watch every episode. I don't know if there's anybody that likes The Simpsons that much.
Yeah, I mean, I had that with SpongeBob. I love the first few seasons, but I don't care about the newer stuff, and that's fine.
Yeah, like I like Power Rangers. I'm not gonna watch every season.
Oh yeah, Power Rangers is another big one that's finally ended.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's sad, but I don't know. Any show that goes like 15 plus seasons, you can't expect everyone to be a completionist at that point.
Yeah, with Power Rangers ending, because that show was always episodic. It's not like, oh, we have to keep dragging out the 80-year-old Tommy Oliver.
Oh.
So yeah, he can come back for like an appearance, but there's always new, younger people to take the roles.
Yeah. I predict that when they start a new Power Rangers live action show, they're probably gonna try to go more in the 2017 movie tone, age it up a little, but as a streaming series, I predict.
Fine if they age it up. I just hope it doesn't look like ass.
Yeah. Well.
I didn't have a problem with that movie's tone. I had a problem with the fact that everything aesthetically looked like ass. The Megazords, the Power Ranger suits, Goldar.
Well, I haven't seen most of that stuff because I still haven't watched that movie.
Well, so you've seen Goldar now because you saw the Mighty Morphin movie.
Which one's that one?
He's the guy that wears gold and has a blue face. Google Goldar.
Okay.
Oh God.
You cannot stop me from claiming what I am owed! What I was promised!
Oh, that guy. The guy with the gold armor and the blue face.
Yeah. Now Google Goldar 2017.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was their idea.
Oh.
Like, what have you done? Hayden wants to make you watch that movie, and I was like, maybe.
That could be a fun. I gotta complete it.
It's better than Turbo.
Nah, probably.
The Evolution review of Daredevil Born Again that you guys are in is really good. Well, thank you. I had a fun time doing that. I still need to find out where there are ninjas in X-Men Origins Wolverine, but...
Yeah, that was one of our best tangents. Oh, I still haven't even gone on Max to check if that's still there. I need to know. No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do it right now. Pull it up. But like, I couldn't log into Max without them like shoving that in my face, like X-Men Origins Wolverine instead cut. I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't think this thing exists.
Well, when you said that on the stream, I had for a moment, I was like, oh yeah, the Uncaged edition. And then I realized that I'm stupid. Because that's the video game. The much better video game.
I never got to play that. That turns me on.
It's not amazing, but it's fun. It's kind of a God of War clone, but you play Wolverine. And when you take damage, Wolverine's innards start showing, and then you can watch him heal. Its biggest issue is just it's repetitive. But yeah, we were talking about with director's cuts, and you know how they're like never streaming. And it's interesting with the ones that are the exception, because I feel like with Max, they only ever have the Ultimate Edition of BBS. Fuck. But that's also like the only way to watch that movie.
Yeah. They took the Wolverine movies off of Max, so it's not here anymore. But X-Men Apocalypse is on Max for some reason.
I wish these streaming services would get their shit together. So, Robert, how do you feel about this soundtrack?
I can't hear it.
Oh. Why didn't you listen to this track I sent you, you bastard?
I don't know, that was a while ago.
Robert, we're gonna do a full soundtrack review when we're done, so you better get the fuck prepared.
Okay.
2, 1.
God,
Oh, good. X-Men Origins Wolverine is on Disney Plus now.
it always has been.
It's on and off.
That's where I watched it last. Oh God.
That's what I heard.
Robert, we're going to hell. You think I'm kidding?
No, the worst thing about Disney Plus, though, is I don't think I've ever seen a single extended or director's cut for any movie on there. They always just have theatrical cuts.
We're in hell.
I don't want to go to hell.
We'll set up a portal device at the tomb. Use the light poles to mark our path.
But I won't spoil it, obviously, but tomorrow, after we finish our commentary on The Stand, I've got a couple ideas for something to make you watch in a few weeks. But my first idea isn't currently streaming, so if you don't want to rent it, we don't have to do that. And my backup idea is currently streaming, so...
How long did you take to figure out a revenge for my 6th hour insanity?
Well, that would be the former, but it's not streaming, so you don't have to. You don't have to. But I also think it'd be really fun.
Jesus. You Krispy Kreme motherfucker. You haven't seen Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, have you?
I have not. Do you think that qualifies for the channel?
Yes.
I can live with that.
If Doctor Strange 2 does, then that definitely does.
Sure.
Is it scraping at the door? Truly Nick Cage's best performance. I don't care what anyone says.
Anime fan, we actually talked about that earlier.
I need to know who he's playing.
Right. I should be excited because I like Sadie Sink in Stranger Things a lot, but I've been wanting her to be Jean Grey, which was rumored for a minute, so if she's not going to be Jean Grey, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, like, just a person being in a movie doesn't excite me. It's who are they playing?
Right.
If they are playing Jean Grey, why?
You know, I'll take the X-Men over it being a Spider-Man Shang-Chi team-up movie.
I kind of want that just to torment Austin.
That's true.
Because I don't
also
hate
that
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi movie. Yeah, I don't either.
It's fine.
I think that director could theoretically be a good choice for a Spider-Man movie. I think it just depends on the script he's working with.
Yeah.
Because I think that movie has some decent action sequences.
What? Yeah, I like the weird CGI fights at the end. It's very anime.
That stuff I don't. I think it goes on way too long. I got really bored during the climax of that movie.
I mean, I don't know about like how long it went on. I'm only seeing the ones, but like I like the idea of it.
Yeah, that's fair. It
I like
also
the energy
that...
beams and whips.
Yeah, but also turned into that modern MCU thing where it's a team. At the, it's like no.
I don't know enough about Shang-Chi to care.
Yeah, but I think it came out like the same year as Black Widow. It's like why are we making all of these movies team movies?
Robert, Black Widow was about family. You fucking
family that was never seen or mentioned prior.
No, Robert, it's about family. That's what's so powerful about it.
Anime fan thinks that Sadie's too young for Jean. I mean, the X-Men are pretty young initially in the comics.
How old do you think Jean Grey is in those comics?
Yeah, I mean, like Sadie's like 22, so she's not super young.
If anything, the actress in the original movies is too old.
That's true. I mean, I still like Famke Janssen in that role, but yeah, she was like in her mid-30s already. By
No,
that point.
all the cast is really good, but other than like Hugh Jackman, they're all too old.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
You know what does bum me out though is that we completely wasted Sophie Turner as Jean Grey.
Yeah, that
was good casting.
Yep.
Aren't the
Also,
X-Men supposed to be in their 30s? No.
Not really. I mean, it's depending on the X-Men, but most I'd say are in their 20s.
Yeah, in the comics, most of them are students. At least in the early comics. Obviously, you know, more modern stuff, they're older because they graduated.
Yeah, and of course it's that Marvel time scale. Like, nobody's ever consistently a specific age, but you know, they're all like teenagers at the start, and then by the 80s, you'd say they're probably what, like college age, you know, of the original group.
Yeah.
And then by the 90s, I'd say they're supposed to be like their 20s-ish. So that sounds about right to me.
Like Kitty Pryde in that original Claremont run is like 14.
Oh yeah, she's like one of the really young ones.
I think the oldest one might actually be Storm.
Yeah.
At least in Claremont, she's the only one that comes off as like a full-grown adult.
Yeah, and then you know, once
then we
like,
cast
Gambit
Halle Berry.
later. Yeah. But you know, Gambit comes later, and he's supposed to be like probably in his 20s, I think.
It's so hard to tell. If anything, I thought that James Marsden was kind of young to play. What?
No.
No. No. Wait.
I think he only looks young in that movie because he's surrounded by actors who are older than him.
Oh, what is this? Robert, we got a cannon.
Yeah. I will say, James Marsden is one of the people I was kind of hoping would pop up in Deadpool and Wolverine, so maybe he'll be in Secret
There's
Wars
not
or something.
any Fox X-Men, like actual X-Men in that movie.
Yeah.
Gambit doesn't count because he
I
never
was...
officially was in any of those.
Right.
But I mean, I guess it also makes sense because kind of thematically, they're all the rejects, and then there's Blade.
Yeah. And then there's Blade, but I also think having James Marsden as part of the crew could have worked just because that version of the character is infamously kind of nothing.
Up by Wolverine.
Yes. So he could have done something funny with that.
You know what? Now I want that just for the Hell Cyclops. I just made him a convertible.
Yeah.
Or
But
have
then,
them recreate the gut punch, where Wolverine awkwardly stalks over to Cyclops and just punches him in the gut.
I'd pay good money to see that. But yeah, like if you're talking the characters' ages, and then there's some that get weird, where like Beast is, I think, one of younger at the start, and then at some point we decide he's like 40. I don't know how that works.
The world may never know.
But yeah, Beast is usually depicted as one of the older members.
Well, and especially with the MCU's like love of pulling from the Ultimate Universe. All of the Ultimate X-Men are much younger.
That's true.
Thank God they couldn't for Fantastic Four because Fox already ruined that.
Yeah. The anime fan said, "Isn't Pyro and Deadpool Wolverine the same one from X2 in The Last Stand?" That is correct. And when that trailer came out, I did not recognize that actor at all. It was like 20 years.
No, somebody had to
there.
point out to me that's who that was. Which is why I can't exactly get on the it's just cameo point. For who? Who was like, oh my god, I get to see Jennifer Garner as Elektra again.
Right. Yeah. And I think Pyro again was cool, and like that's not even a cameo. He's just a support. Those are just supporting characters in that movie. And I mean,
no, Robert,
then
it's cameo porn. It's bad.
Oh. Yeah. But then there are characters like Sean Ashmore as Iceman. I've always really liked, but at least Days of Future Past used him. So there's some where I'm kind of satisfied. But we'll see how many they hack into Secret Wars. And then bringing back Kelsey Grammer as Beast is fun, but again, I'm still worried that post-Secret Wars, post-soft reboot, that they're still going to want to carry over some of the Fox versions. I'm like, no! I want to start over completely. Even the ones I like.
Reboot.
Please. It's like, Channing Tatum Gambit was really popular. It's like, no.
He's
we
too
need
old.
Younger Gambit, yeah. I'm happy for him, but we're good.
He's pushing for it, though.
Oh, yeah. I also wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if Wesley Snipes is still like, hey guys, come on, I'm game. Give me another movie. And they're like, no thanks, but thank you for coming back. But also,
I don't want him to do it because I thought I don't know. I was on an island in that review. I thought he was playing it completely different than he used to.
yeah, I thought he was fine. I thought he was fun, but I'm not like clamoring for another Blade movie. Like we're good.
I do want another Blade movie. I want a new Blade.
Yeah. Mahershala Ali, I think, was cool casting, but he's also like 50 now, so we waited too long.
I hope that Anya Taylor-Joy can come back. What?
She was in the New Mutants. She was Magic.
Oh,
in that.
right. I keep forgetting about that because I never watched it.
Right. That was one I also thought might have been in Deadpool and Wolverine. That could have been fun.
There was no way they were going to get her.
Yeah, she may have said, but that was also like maybe too deep cut. I mean, like that's good That's good casting theoretically, but yeah, I don't think they're ever gonna do any follow up to that movie.
Jonas? Sorry, man. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Is Kelsey Grammer ever coming back, or is it return just for a quick cameo? It'll probably be in Secret Wars along with everyone who's ever been in a Marvel movie.
Right. Okay. I have talked to people like I think Austin who have said, "Oh no, that they're not gonna follow that up." I disagree. That's kind of a big.
I think he will be back. I don't know if they follow that up, just because they have a history of not doing that.
That's true, but I'm expecting them to follow that up in Secret Wars somewhere.
Because the other thing is, this has been a weird couple of phases. Nothing feels connected.
Yep.
It just feels like they're putting things out with no direction.
Yep. Yeah, we're still in a weird transitional phase. I mean, like however you feel about Born Again so far, it's at least kind of a step in the right direction. That doesn't mean I'm gonna watch Wonder Man or Ironheart. I can still happily skip those.
No, you have to watch everything.
Nah, I'm good.
What a fake fan.
Yeah. But hopefully, Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four are great. We shall see. And then I hope Spider-Man 4 is good. I just hope they know what they're doing with it. I hope it's not rushed.
Good Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
One that I like without having a bunch of also but. I haven't had one of those since 2017 with Homecoming.
No, I've been saying for a while that I think Far From Home coming out post Endgame kinda messed up the trajectory of that series. Even though I like Far From Home fine.
I like Far From Home, but it's the first one of those where I'm like, yeah, I like this movie, but... And it's like, yeah, I like No Way Home, but... And then I could just say, no, I like No Way... Homecoming.
Yeah, and... It's just funny that,
Damn it!
If just as we're starting to do Peter Parker in college, that Tom Holland's now going to be pushing like 30. So we're right back to where we were with the previous actors.
It's funny. He doesn't look 30.
Dude, you need to stop dying.
Although it might actually be more distracting just because we've seen him as, like, mostly accurate looking, Peter Parker. Where it's like, oh, you've gotten older.
Well, he's filming the Odyssey right now, so hopefully they'll start filming Spider-Man this year.
Weird career where it's like, he picked a bunch of shit other than Spider-Man and Devil All the Time. But you hear him in interviews, he's like, he doesn't give a fuck about acting. I don't know if you've ever gotten that vibe.
I think he's picked a lot of interesting projects that just haven't panned out. But he is a good actor.
Yeah. I don't know. People make fun of his Spider-Man performance, but I think he's great.
Oh yeah, he's great. I don't think he's had as strong a career as Zendaya has had outside of Spider-Man.
No.
I think this
She's also picked better projects. Well, it's interesting though. I think both of them have kind of tried to pick like, oh, this is super like adult and mature, because you know he was in that movie Cherry, which sucked ass.
Yeah, I
and
heard
he was
that
in
was
that
quite
one
bad.
movie that everybody kept like freaking out because he gets raped or whatever.
Oh. Missed that one.
Or maybe it wasn't rape, but like that one where he's like having sex with a dude out back.
There you go.
And then, you know, she went to Euphoria, which might be the most irritating show on the planet. I don't know how
And
that.
Still going.
Yeah, like with 5 years between seasons 2 and 3. And it's not even a streaming show.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
No, I've seen that pilot for that show twice, and it's just like all of these people are terrible, and I don't like any of them. Why is this popular?
Anime fan just mentioned Zendaya voicing Lola Bunny in the Space Jam sequel, but that's
Truly
why
her-
that could have been anybody.
Truly her finest role.
That was a paycheck.
No, Robert, that was her Oscar-winning voice acting in Space Jam 2.
And you can hear her next in Shrek 5.
Yeah, which the internet is like freaking out about.
I don't get. I mean, I did not like that teaser, but I also went about my day.
Yeah.
There are genuine campaigns to get them to quote unquote fix it. I'm like, it barely looks different.
Yeah, it's
This
just
is
the
not an
animation
ugly
is
Sonic
improved.
movie.
It's not the early 2000s
better.
anymore.
Yeah, the people that are trying to turn that into the next ugly Sonic thing are just ridiculous. I don't get it at all.
Yeah, which like on one hand I am glad they fixed Sonic. On the other hand, Austin was right that it set a really bad precedent.
Yep. It also didn't fix problems I would have had with that movie regardless. Like, I think it's fine.
No, I mean it didn't fix any of the script problems, but at least it's
Yeah.
not fucking hard to look at. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, Zendaya also did that Netflix, I think it was Netflix movie, Malcolm and Marie, which is pretty divisive, but I actually liked it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's just,
I know of it.
yeah, it's, the whole movie is just, like, is just set in this house over one night with her and her, like, boyfriend or husband, and it's just it's just a peek into this horrible toxic relationship.
Oh,
Why these two
good.
are
That's
really-
exactly what I want to watch.
Oh yeah, it's a fun time.
She's great in Challengers. I adored that movie.
I still need to see it. That's a big one I still need to catch up on.
It's so good. And that is the first movie where I'm like, I think 90% of this movie has been made in the editing. I don't know if I'd like this movie as much if it wasn't edited as like perfectly as it is.
I've heard it makes tennis really interesting to watch.
It makes tennis fucking amazing to watch. But that's like the Queen's Gambit. I have never been so invested in a fucking chess game.
Queen's Gambit was great.
It's so good. And then they have her play chess in the Gorge.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's funny because I wouldn't have even thought about it except they brought it up on the press tour. I saw an interview where there's a scene in the script where, like, as they're bonding across the gorge, Miles Teller has to play the drums and she has to play chess. And they're like, yeah, can we do something different? Just because, like, we've done this in projects. And they're like, no. So Miles Teller has to play the drums and she has to play chess.
That's funny. She has had an interesting career. Maybe not as financially successful a one as Zendaya. Like, she's in a lot, like, Anya's in a lot of projects that miss, but she always picks, like, interesting things. She's in a lot of good stuff that just doesn't do well.
Yeah.
But I've heard the Gorge is pretty good. I still need to watch it.
It's decent. It loses me in the back half, but it picks back up.
It's also an Apple movie, so like 5 people have watched it.
There are dozens of us.
Apple's a weird one where, like, that streaming service may never be profitable, but I mean, I guess they have just billions and billions of dollars. They can just keep pouring into it and not and be
Too
fine.
much.
Like they can afford to take a loss. Unlike Netflix, where all they have is their streaming service. And now they're like, oh,
And yet they spend $300 million on a single fucking movie.
Which one was that?
With that new Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt
Oh,
movie.
I never even heard of that until like a couple weeks ago. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know the full details. I just the budget came out and somebody posted about it on the Red Letter Media subreddit. I was just like, Jesus, criminy.
But why though?
Why does this movie cost $400 million? I guarantee you it won't look that good.
Yeah, well, she made the career out of Netflix movies.
Hey, get the bag, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like she is going to end up having like the worst career out of all those kids.
Probably. I mean, Finn Wolfhard's already doing great. He was the big breakout.
I think Joe Keery will have a future as a character actor / musician.
Yeah, I hope he gets cool stuff. He deserves it.
Maya Hawke will be fine.
Yeah.
Natalia Dyer might not be, but we'll see. I don't know about Charlie Heaton.
Wow, $320 million. I didn't even know Chris Pratt was in it until you just mentioned.
Yeah, but Robert, aren't you glad that they keep hiking subscription prices to make movies like that?
Oh. It's an adaptation. Is this like this year's Borderlands or something? Like, what is this?
I don't know, but probably. God damn it.
Use the
Alright.
Force, my young Padawan.
I need a drink, folks, so we're going to take 5. Oh, Google, turn on my light. Back, back, back. How's everybody doing? Robert, Kevin. I actually thought of what I'd like to see happen in Stranger Things last season. It's unlikely to happen, and if it did, fans would dislike it. Let's hear it. Why you gotta do my boy Steve like that? The idea gives Steve a prominent role, turns him into the main antagonist. But I mean, I would argue he already has a prominent role. He's one of the primary protagonists. God. Jesus. Robert, are you alive? Oh shit. I have my Discord muted. You crispy clean motherfucker.
Hey, we're back.
Why didn't you say I was muted?
You were muted on my end until just now.
I know, when I was messaging you.
I don't know.
Why do you like this?
Why are you like this? Yeah, I don't know what was going through on YouTube or not. But we're back.
Nothing you said.
Ah, well. Could you hear me?
No, that I thought you
Weird.
stepped away. 'Cause I'm stupid.
I blame you. No, anime fan. I call Steve more than a comedic side character. He's like one of the main leads at this point. It's fine. We're all fine.
Boring conversation anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
God.
good on Joe Keery for his little music career, though. Like, I
Yeah, I
hope he
like
gets
his band.
projects. Yeah, he's a talented guy.
You know what? You know who will have a worse career than Millie Bobby Brown? Whatever the fuck that guy's name is that plays Will.
That's...
I haven't seen him in shit.
He was, before Stranger Things, he was a child actor who popped up in lots of stuff.
No, really?
He's the voice of Charlie Brown in the 2015 Peanuts movie.
What a claim to fame.
What? That's a good role.
Robert's like,
Just
breaking
saying,
news, actor in child actor show was in fact a child actor before Stranger Things.
That's all I was saying, was like, yeah, he was in lots of stuff before that. That's a big
Yeah,
role
like
to
the
get when you're a
Peanuts
kid.
movie.
What's... Oh, okay, I didn't realize you were in...
Realize I was what?
Anti-American? What's wrong with you? It's culture.
That's culture? Okay.
Wow. Why you gotta be a hater?
No, the Peanuts are alright. I haven't seen that movie, so I don't know if it's anything.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't know. The Peanuts always seem like a... there's like two jokes there, and they just get repeated over and
Yeah, sometimes. I think it just depends on what you're looking at. But no, there's lots of good stuff in there.
over. The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
That's a good one.
Is it?
Oh, fuck you. That's a classic, man.
You'd think that little bastard would learn by now not to punt the football, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, nobody's perfect. Yeah, he's gotta try, you know. One day he'll do it.
I don't believe you. My fan prefers Garfield.
Yeah. Come on. Now that's a one-note show.
Yeah.
That gets
And I say that as a fan of Garfield.
Yeah, Garfield's great. Don't get me wrong. No, what I've always liked about Peanuts is that's the one that could always go to those like harsher places than your typical kid stuff. Most of those usually have downer ending.
Most of what?
I'm sorry, what?
Most of what have downer endings?
Peanuts.
Do they?
Yeah. Like the first movie, like the first feature-length movie, A Boy Named Charlie Brown. He gets into a spelling bee and then spelling bee contest and then completely blows it at the end.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great. Or even Great Pumpkin. Like, what I like about it, it's about a kid who's into like a weird religion.
Now, to be fair to you, and
the shattering reality.
To be fair to you and the Peanuts, because I didn't know you were such a Peanuts defender.
I am.
I haven't seen that in like 20 years, so.
It's a good one.
You fucking bastard!
Were you this will segue into that. When you were in elementary school, did your school do the thing with like mandatory Valentine's? Did your school like do Valentine's Day? Yeah, that was a weird thing.
I remember the shitty like cards I'd buy.
Yep.
And I'd always look for the Dragon Ball ones because they might be.
I remember Pirates of the Caribbean ones one year. Those were pretty cool, and Harry Potter ones, specifically Goblet of Fire. I remember.
I don't remember what year it was. But... speaking of Harry Potter, because I told you I've been listening to the audiobooks just while I'm around the house like playing games and shit. I have finished Chamber of Secrets.
No.
It's still kind of my favorite of the book / movies.
It's a good one.
I like the basilisk. Something that I found interesting, because it is kind of like reading the books for the first time, is Voldemort purposefully targets Hermione to get Harry's attention.
Oh.
So it wasn't just that she's Muggle-born. It's like, no, I want to know this kid, and this is who he hangs out with. But also, the Wizarding World is dumb. They're like, oh, Harry must be the heir of Slytherin, even though he hangs out with a Muggle-born all the time. And then my favorite part is like, Voldemort's like, you're healed, how? Ah, yes, I forgot about the healing effects of Phoenix Tears. Okay.
That's a weird thing to forget.
Yeah, that's a very oddly specific thing to forget. Especially since you claim to be the greatest sorcerer of all time. It's also weird how he words that as sorcerer. I don't think that's a word that comes up a lot in just general Harry Potter. Unless you're the American version that gets the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yep.
I need to get started on book 3. I've just been procrastinating. I'm really excited to go back to book 4 now, because I love book 4, and I like parts of that movie, but that's where they really start to like, oh, we just shred this to pieces. Ah, god damn it! Hermione's easily the best Harry Potter character. I mean, she's one of my favorites.
She's great. Like that's not even a hot take, because it's a really popular character.
My hot take is that I still think Harry's the best character. I think he's a fascinating take on the Chosen One prophecy.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. I've always liked Harry. I've never understood he's just a stock, boring protagonist argument. No. I've never had that.
So I guess this is a hot take just from what little parts of the Harry Potter fandom I've started to interact with. Draco sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel bad for him. Yeah, sure, he couldn't murder someone. He still made everyone around his life miserable. Was a raging racist. And he was not sorry about any of this, by the way. He was sorry that he tried to kill someone.
Oh well. Gotta grow at some point.
And there's takes on the Harry Potter, because you know, like I scroll TikTok just when I'm bored, and I've started to get a lot of like the Harry Potter fan. I'm like, you people are weird.
You're saying you don't ship Hermione and Snape? You're not in that crowd?
Oh God.
I feel like the weirdest one.
No, I've seen weirder. You ready for weirder?
Go for it.
Hermione and Voldemort.
Oh well, yeah, obviously.
What the fuck?
Yeah. From a fan fiction perspective, you could make it work.
Oh God. I think I just threw up in my mouth.
So weird. I don't get people. I don't get fans. I really don't.
I don't either. A common one seems to be Hermione and Draco, which also makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Please God, no.
Oh no, Axel just came in with the biggest hot take.
Oh God, I'm gonna die.
That's fine.
I'll take the second Doom film where Doom guy as a chick is better to Doom film than the one with The Rock. I mean, that is just wrong.
I haven't seen it. You can make me watch
Anime
it for the
fan,
channel.
Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson should play Harry's parents in the show. They won't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, I sincerely. I do think Daniel playing James would be fun.
He's too old. Yeah. So this is something that the movies completely butcher, that nobody talks about. James and Lily were 21 when they died.
Yeah, and in the movies they're aged up to like 30.
They're like 40, and I don't think it makes sense with the timeline.
That's right. Well, I mean, they age up everyone around them.
Yeah.
So, it's never bothered me. But also have to remember that they keep those actors so they're like 30 at the start, but over 40 by the end. So, it's fine. Because for some reason they keep aging in the afterlife, I guess.
No, the only reason I say they won't have anything to do with it is because J.K. Rowling is involved.
Yep.
And they famously do not get along. Because J.K. Rowling doesn't know how to stay off Twitter.
Nope. Just stop, J.K.
Yeah, just stop.
Stop. You
Get
made
some
your
help.
point like 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it was wrong then. No, it's really funny. Because I remember I was super excited for Hogwarts Legacy. And like I couldn't get away from the controversy and was like, yeah, but you people are no better than J.K. Rowling right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of
You're
screaming and
advocating against me when you don't know me because I want to play a video game. Apparently we've got Snape casting now, which is an odd choice.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about that actor, but big shoes to fill.
I don't either, but somebody did make a good point. Not to get into the racial politics of it, but if Snape is a black guy, and you keep James white,
Yes.
James is a white kid that bullied a black kid and stole his best friend.
Yep.
No, wait.
There's also the whole Death Eater side of it, which is
which also caused said black man to join Nazis.
Yeah, like that's a weird choice.
Yep.
I don't know. And I'm not usually like anti-race bending. Like I don't know. I think, and granted, I think she's cast now, and I think is a white actress. But like Professor McGonagall, I think you could race bend. Like I think there are characters
Fine.
that
I just don't
Save
race
some
bend
weird ones.
don't race bend any of the Death Eaters or any
Yeah.
of the Muggleborns. Like I think it's weird if you make Hermione black and then you just it's no longer subtext. It's
Yeah.
just the text.
Yeah. We've talked about this before. The Weasleys probably won't be redheads. They'll probably change that.
We love changing the one like defining trait of that family, folks.
Well,
But it is exciting we're getting casting.
it's happening.
I'm nervous.
There isn't anybody yet where I'm like, oh fuck yeah, like it's weird to, well, I don't know this person, I can't say it.
Yeah, I mean the only two that I've seen confirmed is the Snape thing, and then of course John Lithgow, and both of them made me go, huh?
Yeah. And John Lithgow, like, I think that, look, he's a great actor, but he's also like 80, and this is supposed to go on for 10 years.
No, I think we're gonna have another Dumbledore 1 and 2 situation.
Yeah, which I think you try to avoid, but whatever.
Yeah. You know something that does make me kind of sad though? We're gonna have an entire generation that this is their Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's weird. But
It's just
also,
weird.
This isn't fair, because obviously we haven't seen the show yet, and I shouldn't speak for people. I just have a hard time believing that today's young people are going to be as excited about that as we assume they would.
Yeah. Do you think this is something they should be making for the people who are already like fans?
I think so, and the problem is, too, kids still like those movies fine, who are
Yeah.
people show them to. It's not like the super outdated. I understand your issues with the movies like as adaptations, and I agree
Right.
that
Just
the
as
show
movies,
should
they're
do
fine.
something.
Except Half-Blood
Yeah.
Prince. Fuck that movie.
I still like it.
Oh god.
But I
Even
don't
as a movie, it utterly fails at everything.
quite as, like, there's some great performances. There's some really good scenes I like.
Name one.
We've talked about this before.
I know, but I have dementia.
Slughorn's great.
Name one.
Slughorn's great. His whole
Nice.
scene talking about Lily is really, that I don't think is in the book. That's a great scene.
Well, no, because they kind of retool Slughorn and really play down the whole like collecting students thing.
Yeah. No, it's still there and it's weird, but yeah, like that seems great. I think most of the climax.
Damn it! Most of what?
I like the third act a lot with Dumbledore's death.
Yeah, because it's the only time anything happens in that fucking movie. No, I will say, I think Daniel and Emma do the best they can with shitty material. Sadie Sink should play Ginny Weasley. Bro. Ginny...
No, that would be Tool.
Ginny has to be 11 when that show starts.
Yeah, that would only happen if that was like a full reboot, like we're doing something different. I'm not saying I want that, I'm just saying that's the only way.
We are doing a full reboot. I think what you mean is like a legacy sequel.
Yeah. I mean, like a different story.
Yeah.
But
Or no, not
I mean,
even
if
11. Sorry, she would need to be 10 because you first meet her in the first one.
also, I mean, if you went more book accurate, like I guess Sadie could be Harry's mom. Like that sounds weird, but I guess
That is so weird to think about.
yeah, she is 22. So
Can we get the eyes right this time?
yeah. Okay, but
I know
also,
that's a
like,
minor complaint, and it doesn't bother me in the movies as much as it used to. But it's just funny.
Yeah. Axel City Sweeney as Ginny. Well,
She's too old. Hang on a second, I'll be right back.
Jack Black as Hagrid. Yeah, I don't see it. I love Jack Black though. Axel said the Rock is Hagrid. No, that's just funny. But yeah, Anime Fan, they're gonna start with them as kids. It's a big part of it. Like, you know, it's school. It's them growing up. They're not gonna change that. Michelle Yeoh is Harry's mom. You never know. Michelle Yeoh's great. But yes, definitely on the older side. But I have always enjoyed Harry Potter as a coming of age thing. It's the rare thing you get of like middle school through high school. You don't see that in fiction a lot. You usually pick one. But a story seeing kids go from like 11 to 17, that's not something you see a lot, that I've always found a little unique. Axel and Mel Gibson as Dumbledore. Yeah, that's probably not happening. Maybe Mel Gibson as Voldemort. That could be fun. That'd at least be weird. Anime Fan just mentioned Robert Carlyle as Voldemort. He's a great actor. He is a really great actor. He'd fit. He'd certainly fit in the Harry Potter world somewhere. Yeah, Axel just mentioned, have we seen Unhinged starring Russell Crowe? It's his best film. I have a hard time believing that, but I've not seen it. I could be wrong. I've heard that movie is insane, and I do love Russell Crowe, but I mean, my favorite of his is probably The Nice Guys. That movie's great. Obviously, for most people would say Gladiator. You know, he's also in The Quick and the Dead from the '90s. That's an underrated little western, directed by Sam Raimi. Check out The Quick and the Dead if you haven't. It's a good little film. Early, kind of a younger Russell Crowe performance. I also liked Russell Crowe's Robin Hood movie more than most, but I also haven't seen that in over 10 years. So I wouldn't quote me on that. I do like Man of Steel. He was good casting for Jor-El in Man of Steel. Russell Crowe as MCU Uncle Ben. At this point, why not? It'd be funny.
Mm.
Are we back?
We're back.
So here's the million-dollar question in terms of Harry Potter characters and casting. Do they keep Cho Chang's name?
Purist in me wants to say yes. Like, just own it. The part of me that's like, that's embarrassing. It's like, nah, change it. I feel like they might. I don't know. They're like, I want a closer book adaptation, but there's like a lot of things, especially from the last couple of books, that I would change.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, I think to me, just when you get into some of those side characters, I'm like, instead of just focusing on, like, you know, race bending, there are characters you could just do more with. Like Dean exists. You could just let him do more stuff, you know?
Yeah, even in the book,
Make him a
the
more
only
interesting
time he gets
character.
any screen time is to make Harry jealous so that he'll date Ginny.
Yeah. A change I always thought you could have made in the movies was just add Dean to the battle at the end of Order of the Phoenix. I mean, some purists may have complained, but you could have set up the romance with him and Ginny there. Like,
Yeah.
you could do
Well,
more
in
with that
Order of the
character.
Phoenix is already so... God damn it!
Oh.
CG anime fan, she's not a very prominent character. Are you talking about Cho Chang?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah, she
prominent in a
is.
couple books.
Yeah.
That's Harry's first kind of girlfriend. Like, that is kind of important.
Yeah, she's also... In fact, it's the movies that downplay this. She's a seeker, so, like, she plays Quidditch against Harry.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's another thing they could show in the TV show.
But the battle of the Ministry is so cut down already. You might as well just add a couple more characters in there. I don't know if you remember the book version, but like Hermione is cursed there and like almost dies. Ron gets attacked by like these brain sucking things.
Yeah, I remember the brains.
Not that he has many, but
Oh.
no, I like Ron. I just don't like some of the like. Once he decides that he's the jealous one, it's like that's all that he has.
Yep. She really forgets a lot of like what he brought to the table in the first couple books.
Yeah. Well, and then the movies are just like, well, we love Hermione, so she's gonna get all of it. No, it's a trio for a reason. They all need each other. JK, please.
Yeah, anime fan, I don't know if you're just going off of just the movies, but I mean, like, they do kiss. Again, they are kind of a couple for a minute until that falls apart.
I mean, I know you
That-
don't
that
like
is
romance,
important.
but that is a significant moment in Harry's coming of age. He's interested in girls now. He's dating.
Yeah, the beast within him awakens.
Oh, God. I will never forgive J.K. Rowling for that. Out of everything, that is what offends me the most. That is some of the worst CW-esque bullshit.
You're like, I want to be quoted. I want this in writing. This is the worst thing J.K. Rowling gets written in any medium.
Yes. Well, no, so because it's weird, right? Like, she gets it in her head somewhere around book 5 or 6 that every romance that is going to be successful has to wander around jealousy and anger. And her idea of that is, yeah, Harry has this like beast in his chest.
Yep.
I mean, anime, I've been asking myself why Ron and Hermione got together since Deathly Hallows came out.
Yeah, and I don't know, like there is setup with Harry and Ginny in the second one. I think it just takes a few books for JK to remember to do anything with that.
Yeah, like they do have common ground of being possessed by Voldemort, but And that does play more in the books, and maybe I'll feel differently once I get to the books. Just because like the movie versions are more, forefront of my mind, where they don't do anything with Jenny ever.
Yeah, but I remember the books being kind of the same way. Like,
But
she's really pushed the sidelines for a while.
It really just feels like she wanted everyone to be a Weasley. That's the only way to do it. Like, no, you can do better than that. Oh God. Because like in in Half-Blood Prince, the book, I don't know if you remember this, Hermione's kind of a bitch for most of it.
Yeah.
Like they downplay that in the movie a lot, but like the stuff with her and Harry in the book goes on for fucking ever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And then you also have that whole like, Harry's like, I think Draco might be a Death Eater. And this is what pisses me off the most. For no reason, despite the fact that Harry has not been wrong in the last like 5 years, they're like, oh no, Draco surely couldn't be a Death Eater. It's like, what? Do you guys, JK, do you remember the last 5 books?
His father is a Death Eater who tried to kill him multiple times.
Yeah. Why is Draco being a Death Eater outrageous?
They're outraged.
And like Ron, if it was just Ron, I would get that because it would just be like Ron being Ron. Because at that point, she's just decided that he's stupid. I'm really sick of things pushing me off cliffs. But also, Hermione just becomes stupid that year for no reason. Like, what are we doing?
Anime fan also said he wanted Ron and Luna to get together. That one,
That's a popular one that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way the movies go because that is one of the few changes they. They're like, hey, maybe Luna and Neville get together. I don't know. They have good chemistry, and
You mean Luna doesn't marry someone that you never see in the books?
Right.
And Neville doesn't marry someone that you never see in the movies?
Isn't she briefly like in the first one?
So she is briefly in the 4th one. She's one of the blonde Hufflepuffs that are scowling at Harry wearing the Potter suit.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But you have no way of knowing that unless you Google it. But no, I was fine with that.
Yeah, Neville and Luna have chemistry in the movies, I always thought.
Yeah, it was fine. They do Neville dirty in those movies, but it's fine.
Nah, he's always good.
Well, no, but like they cut out like that he was almost the chosen one.
Oh yeah, a lot of that stuff they really did.
All that stuff is cut out. They briefly give like lip service of what happened to his parents, but like in the books you actually see them. And Harry has this moment where he's like, in some ways, Neville kind of got it worse than I did. Which I think is a cool little moment for Harry, who obviously did not have a good childhood.
Yeah. That's a scene I know was cut just for budgetary reasons because they couldn't afford to build another set. Because that movie has a lot of sets, so that's
because that in that book that is also where we see Lockhart again.
That's true.
Because J.K. Rowling remembered he existed. That is one thing that I am hopeful for this show is now that they know where it's going, they can plan it out, maybe change things around to make more sense.
Yeah. I agree with this all of this hypothetically.
I don't know if it'll happen, but I can hope.
Back to Doom, Axel said that, well, since we have the technology, let's do a movie with Chris Farley as Doom guy. Don't wish that into the world.
Don't give them ideas.
Don't give them ideas. Chris Farley was great, but let's not CGI desecrate his corpse, please.
I wouldn't mind a Doom, streaming show. Not like a legit like, you know, this is gonna run 5 seasons. You know, mini series.
Yeah. How would you feel if it was animated? Like if you got like the Castlevania.
I mean, I'd probably be better if we're being honest.
Yeah, because the problem with the live action show is just you gotta put a lot of money in it to make it look good.
Yeah, because like imagine stats like this in real life or in animation.
It'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, my chat is scrolling broken, so you're gonna have to keep an eye on it.
Gotcha. Axel asked if we were upgrading your weapons and armor. I think we are.
I am. Actually, I should check the weapons though.
I mean, Axel wants what you want, an 8-episode Doom series. I mean, it could be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
we also saw how that Resident Evil show turned out.
I think at this point, Robert, because I hadn't even thought about animation, that'd be what I want, like a Castlevania-esque Doom show.
Okay. Yeah, just very gory and balls to
Over the
wall.
top, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the soundtrack has to be metal as fuck.
Well, anime fan, you can watch the first Doom movie. The Rock's in that. He's not playing Doctor Doom, but he is in a Doom.
Yeah, the movie's peak. Robert, what would you do if they did make that, but the twist at the end was it's a secret sequel to Doom 2005? You guys been fighting the 24th chromosome people the entire time. I love the fact that a script with that twist made it into a major studio picture.
Well,
That
here's the
that
thing.
is like a direct to DVD.
Okay, I do think Carl Urban as Doom Guy is weird casting at that time. But now, whether it was a reboot or a sequel, I mean, Carl Urban as Doom Guy could work.
Yeah. Well, and with
yeah.
animation, you don't even need an actor for Doom Guy.
Yeah,
He doesn't
that's true.
talk.
Good point. Also, just because Axel brought it up, Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage. Yeah, I still don't see it. He's
Yeah.
too old.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not at Austin's place where I think the second one is unsalvageable, but I also don't care about Mortal Kombat lore. Like, just as a movie, I think you could fix it.
I think it could have a superior sequel. I don't know if it will, but I think there's potential there.
Did you like when their original character had literal plot armor?
Dude, if he dies in the first 5 minutes, that'll be it.
That'll be the best movie of the year.
You gotta turbo it, and then he's replaced with a kid, and we're like, no.
Yeah, they'll bring in Justin. No, I love in the Turbo movie where Rocky does the most like obnoxious flip ever known to man. Lands outside of the ring, which you would think would just hurt his back, but then is in a neck brace. I don't know if we talked about it during our watch party for that, but the reason that Rocky leaves is that actor is not an actor. He is a martial artist / stuntman, and he didn't want to act anymore.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if he was like pissed about that, because that is the most. That's one of the most distasteful writing out a character.
I mean,
that
I don't know
guess
how he
he's on
feels
board
about
with
how
it.
they handled it, but he did want out.
Okay.
Well, that's
Did he
like
stay?
what?
Did he stay on for stunts and stuff, or was he just?
I
out
don't
outright
know.
himself?
That I don't. You know what? I don't think so, because when they do the Forever Red, which is like all the Red Rangers coming together, they use Jason, not Rocky. And Power Rangers was good at that around the time, Like Billy, the guy that plays Billy, I don't remember his name. He wanted out due to being harassed for being gay.
Oh.
You know how they wrote out the gay actor?
Ow.
He chose to settle down on an alien planet with a woman.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was
90s.
That was a choice. Why won't you die? Oh God!
No, Axel.
Ah.
I don't think adults watched Power Rangers Turbo for Divatox. I think Divatox is just what got them through it. Like all those poor parents who had to drag their kids to that movie. That was maybe the one highlight. Like,
That was what got Robert through that movie.
Oh God. Yeah, all the dads in the audience were like, "Oh, this one's fun."
I didn't think Robert was gonna make it through Turbo, to be fair.
Oh God. I would probably rather watch House of the Dead.
I mean, House of the Dead is a more entertaining movie.
You know what it has in it? It has a house and dead. You know what Turbo Power Rangers movie has very little of?
Power Rangers and Turbo.
Yes.
Do you like when it takes until the third act for them to morph?
It was my favorite.
Do you like Justin?
No.
Do you know how we mentioned that like the cast changes like halfway through?
Mm-hmm.
He stays.
Of course he does. Is
then-
he one though? Like post Turbo, does he never show up again?
I have never seen him in anything else. You know how they write him out of Turbo or out of the show? Because the next
How do they
season
write?
is in space, so they chase Divatox into space. He can't go because his dad won't let him.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so they have to leave him on Earth, and they just go and become the new space Rangers. It's beautiful.
And Divatox is recast in the show, right? That's not the
That's
same.
what I've heard. I've only seen the first few episodes of Turbo, because Turbo sucks ass. In case you hadn't noticed. No, like, I'm not even being hyperbolic when I say that almost killed Power.
I believe
Ratings tanked. And then they're like, oh, we'll end it with In Space. And then In Space was really good, so people started watching again. And it is kind of an end of that Saban Zordon era. Because you can trace from Mighty Morphin to In Space, even with like the character changes and everything. And then that's when it's like every season is a different thing.
Oh, gotcha. Which one was Dino Thunder? When did that happen? Was that an earlier
Dino
one?
Thunder, no, Dino Thunder is the Disney era. It's early 2000s. And that is very much a remember Mighty Morphin. Here, this is like a tribute season to Mighty Morphin.
That's cool.
Yeah, they even got Jason David Frank back until he couldn't be there anymore. So there's an entire arc where he's invisible because they can't have him on set.
Hell yeah.
I need to finish that show, but that is a show that starts strong and ends. Or the back half is not anywhere near as good. Unfortunately. That also has an episode where they watch a episode of the Sentai. And it's just like Japan made a show about the Power Rangers.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Like, wow, some of this footage is really familiar.
And Dino Thunder also has a banger theme song. Something I was thinking about the other day is like there are so many good Ranger themes. And then you get some ones that are staff. Okay,
Like
I've
the
gotta
Turbo one.
I like the Turbo theme.
It's fine.
I don't.
But like, that's what's weird about them writing out Rocky though, where it's like, you know, they could have just kept him on playing one of the Rangers just with the mask on. Like he could have still done. He could have still been a stunt double. That would have been fine.
Who knows? It's hard to say with some of that stuff because I don't know how much like freedom they had with the suit footage, since all of that, especially with the movie, because I assume with the movies they have to record their own footage. But then you get into the actual show and it's like, we just have like the pre-recorded footage, like the White Ranger from Mighty Morphin being from a completely different show.
Animated fan. I'd recommend the first mid-90s movie. It's pretty good and pretty accessible if you're open to that type of 90s cheese. Yeah. I'd recommend it over Turbo, certainly.
Yeah. Do we upgrade the plasma rifle or the cannon?
Plasma.
Okay, heat blast or stun bomb?
I'd go with heat blast. Axel said, "I always thought Power Rangers were just ninjas and not law enforcement." Yes. I think it depends.
It really depends on what season you're watching. The whole law enforcement thing, that's a big thing in the Disney era. Lightspeed Rescue is basically just a bunch of people coming together to form like a rescue, police force team.
The 911 of Power Rangers season.
Well, the Red Ranger's a fucking firefighter. And then Time Force is literally just like a military operation that travels back in time to stop threats.
That's nice.
Time Force is awesome. It's probably if not my favorite, one of my second favorite. In fact, Robert, look up the Lightspeed Rescue costumes. They're kind of goofy.
Oh, for Power Rangers?
It's got a weird theme. I don't know what the Sentai theme is supposed to be.
Yeah, what'd you say it was called?
Lightspeed Rescue.
I don't like the faces. They're kind of creepy. Just these blank emotion windows.
They're just standing there menacingly. No, and that season's weird too because you get those and they have high tech gear and they're a rescue operation, and then the bad guys are orcs or something. The season, I think right before that, Lightspeed Lost Galaxy is really funny because the civilian military outfit are just using the Starship Troopers armor.
It's great. Hey, these had action figures that came with free interactive discs. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Compact disc.
I don't like the Lost Galaxy outfits.
Let's see. How do you lose a galaxy?
Very carefully.
Oh no, these suck. I don't like this stripe. What's with the Charlie Brown stripe?
I don't know.
It's like they're wearing a wife beater with the Charlie Brown stripe. What's going on with this design?
I don't know. But this is the civilian armor that they wear. or like the civilian military wears. It is just the Starship Troopers outfit.
That's amazing. I mean, that's probably around when they started making those direct-to-video costumes.
Yeah, I mean, when I say it is, I'm not saying like, oh, they just ripped it off. No, that is literally from Starship Troopers. RPD costumes are pretty good. Wild Force is okay, but I don't like Wild Force's show. Damn it. Oh, you might like the SPD costumes. Google Power Rangers SPD. I'm gonna turn you into a Power Rangers fan yet, Robert. Where the fuck?
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
It's a show I still need to finish, but I really like the Blue Ranger arc in that, where he's like the son of a famous ranger, and that is another where they're kind of like a police force. And they're straight out of the academy. He's like the son of a Red Ranger, and so he expects to be given the Red Ranger, but he doesn't act like a Red Ranger, so he's given Blue, which is second in command. And that's like his big conflict, is like he feels like he deserves that Red Ranger spot. It's character writing, Robert. Can you believe it? In Power Rangers?
Oh my god. Axel said that the next movie should have Lord Zed, Goldar, and Divatox. Divatox is the least likely of those, probably.
There's no way. Nobody remembers Divatox fondly.
Well, some do.
Mostly you.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think of the Zeo costumes? Is there another one where I can't figure out what the fuck the theme is supposed to be?
Oh god, why does he have a star face? Oh, so many shapes. Oh, that's a mistake.
The Zeo Gold Ranger is Cap's favorite.
What were they thinking?
Well, you gotta remember that they're just adapting Sentai. They don't get a choice.
That's true.
So you like the Ranger suits with like the smooth mouth place, right? Not with like the lips.
Yeah. I think it just depends, but generally I'd say yes.
You're gonna have to wait a minute, Cat.
Yeah. So
Time Force might be up your alley.
Yeah, like
Cat,
the Dino
stop.
Thunder suits are cool.
Oh no, Dino Thunder is sweet. And the picture that you're looking at of Dino Thunder does it include the White Ranger?
Time Force looks alright. Yeah, that White Ranger. That's a pretty good one.
That's the other big thing where it's like, oh, we're throwing back to Power Rangers. That's the obligatory evil Sixth Ranger.
Ah. So if they do reboot Power Rangers, because they will, and they do another villain, or do another movie reboot, who do you think should be of that? Who do you think they should start with? Because they won't do Rita again.
Yeah, that's the tricky part, because it starts with Rita. But since that was your last reboot and you fucked it up,
Yeah.
say fuck it, just go for Zed.
Lord Zed seems like the way to go. He seems
The only thing I worry about is they'll ruin his design.
They probably will. Was he in the 2017 one at all?
No.
Is that gonna be the sequel?
That was... So, the only things that we know is that Tommy was going to be in the sequel. Except it was going to be Tommy with an eye or whatever, because it was going to be a gingerbread Tommy. Because of course it was. and they were gonna do, which means that they were gonna do the whole Green Ranger, evil Green Ranger thing. So maybe Zed would be in that. Pat might know if they confirmed that. I don't know. But no, look at Mighty Morphin Green. His suit is awesome. I would love to see a good adaptation of that. Ah!
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't remember when we were watching the movie though. Did we actually explain why they had to change to the White Ranger?
If you did, I don't remember.
Because in the Sentai, the Green Ranger just dies. So they ran out of footage. So they did this whole arc with him losing his powers. Because obviously you can't have a Ranger die.
Nope.
Well, at least at the time. They have since done that.
Ah.
One of the Rangers had to be written off. So she was killed. But it was fine because she got mysteriously resurrected when the actress was ready to come back. But yeah, they had to that, and so they just shoved the White Ranger from a different Sentai into Mighty Morphin, and aesthetically it doesn't really match.
I assume every Power Rangers color has had a girl version by this point, or is there one that's still always been male?
It's tricky because some seasons will have some colors and others won't. Like green is not consistent, and neither is black. Because especially in the Disney era, you get a lot of 3 people themes that are later expanded.
Ah.
So don't quote me on this because I haven't seen every season, but I don't think we've had a girl black or green yet.
Interesting. Has there ever been a girl White Ranger?
Okay, so this is weird. I'm gonna send you a picture. Hold on.
Can we
Because
this is my phone wallpaper.
What?
Yeah, this will be quick. It's my phone wallpaper.
Yeah. Okay. Because this is dumb.
Let's see.
Alright, so that is Power Rangers Wild Force. On the bottom right, what color would you say that Ranger is?
That looks like a White Ranger to me.
That is their Pink Ranger.
Oh, now I see it.
Yeah, that one little stripe.
Oh, that's funny.
So no, as far as I'm aware, there has not been. But there's also, from what I can remember, only 2 White Rangers. Tommy and then the Dino Force one. Oh my god.
So, is the bottom middle one supposed to be white?
No, that is your obligatory 6th Ranger. There's a really dumb, not color designation.
Weird.
Hold on, let me find it. That is the Lunar Wolf Ranger.
Of course it is.
Because, fuck you, he's not a color. Oh, God. And if you watch the morphing sequences, their helmets roar.
Yeah.
It looks really bad. I am not a Wild Force fan. I'm also pretty sure that's the season where the Red Ranger was later sentenced to like murdering his roommate.
Wait, like the actor or the character?
No, the actor, like, just a few
Jesus
years ago,
Christ.
murdered his roommate with a sword. Oh, if you like the smooth mouthpieces, Power Rangers Ninja Storm is free. That's a cool one.
Yeah, that was a big one.
We're gonna get Robert's reaction or review of the the Ninja Storm suit.
But why a sword though?
I don't know.
You don't see that every day.
No, you don't. Wait. Well, then. What's that?
Yeah, the Ninja Storm ones are alright.
You know who they're. Oh, sorry. That's the other Green Ranger. That's the one I forgot. Because they get a Green Samurai Ranger. I don't know if he's in that photo. But that one is weird because it's the first time I can think of where they swap. Blue is a girl and yellow is the dude.
Oh.
It's subverting your expectations, Robert. But no, apparently that Red Ranger has since passed away. He unalived himself.
Oh, that's sad.
Hate to see it. No, that season's pretty cool. I don't like, because that's one of the ones that it starts with a 3-person team, the red, blue, and yellow, and then they add the Thunder Rangers in, and or whatever the fuck they're called, and I don't know what to do with them because they're just different shades of blue and red. I don't know if they're also in that picture.
Oh, I just found the Mystic Force ones. I don't know how to feel about the capes.
I have not seen Mystic Force. I hate those suits. No, I think they look awful. Robert, when are we going to start a Power Rangers channel?
We'll get to it.
Hey, it's all streaming on YouTube for free.
But yeah, I'd say Dino Thunder and the SPD ones are probably the best I've seen. Just in terms of suits.
Yeah, Dino Thunder's cool. That's also one of the first times I can remember them having superpowers outside of being morphed. I'm trying to think of other suits that I like. I thought Zia would be your favorite.
Oh god.
I do really like the Turbo suit. Everything with it around that show sucks.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Trying to think. Oh, Power Rangers in Space. What do you think of those suits?
In space. Yeah, those are fun. I don't love the logo on the chest.
When it's just their colors.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
Like
that is also the season where they do a crossover with TMNT.
Oh, cool! With that '90s show.
I assume so. It's
didn't last
pretty.
long.
It's your pretty stereotypical crossover. The turtles get brainwashed. They have to kill the Rangers. The Rangers fight the turtles, and they overcome their brainwashing. And everybody's having friends after that.
And then they never spoke to each other again.
Yeah.
Or
no,
acknowledged their existence.
That is probably the best Saban era season. And that one has a really cool... The twist in that one is that the villain they've been fighting this whole time is actually the Red Ranger's sister who has been brainwashed. Oh. And, nice little piece of continuity, she is the one that replaces the pink Lost Galaxy Ranger when that actress has to kind of step away from the show.
No, there you go.
But no, I was a big fan of the Silver Ranger. Even though Cap says he sucks, I love that costume.
I know I watched the pilot of that turtle show when I was a kid. You know, the one with the girl turtle. I remember being kind of indifferent to it, but I know I didn't keep watching. I was just like, yeah, it's fine.
I mean, it wasn't your favorite thing ever. What kind of fake fan are you?
Well, I really didn't like the third movie. That's one of my early childhood. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, God. Well,
is there anybody who saw that third movie and was like, yeah, this is good?
I'm sure somebody does.
The question is, when are we gonna get the Power Rangers and Turtle crossover with Ivan Ooze?
Now that makes sense.
We gotta find out the secret of the ooze.
Only if we can get the same actor back.
Yes.
He's like 80, he can do it. He's
that is a character. I'm like, yeah, that's all in the performance. I don't understand what he wants, what he's doing. I don't care. He's just so much fun. We did it, Robert.
Yay. Did you beat Doom?
No. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. But, do you want to call it in like 10 or 15 minutes?
Yeah, we can. What, are you getting tired of talking about Power Rangers?
No, I have 2 more hours of The Stand I need to watch.
Oh, the other big name we didn't mention about that's in The Stand, we'll talk more about it tomorrow. Miguel Ferreira.
Yep. Big 80s, 90s character actor.
Yeah.
Who, I guess, you've probably read this. I know he wanted to play Randall Flagg. And was considered before they found the guy they went with.
I did not know that.
You need a wig.
He probably would have been good, but I like the guy that they got.
Yeah, I like it too.
The big thing holding him back is just that god-awful effect when he transforms.
That's not great. The wig isn't great.
That's fine. That is like Robert Queen from Arrow.
Yeah. The one other thing I've seen that actor in, I think.
Yeah. No, when Arrow started, I was like, I've seen this guy somewhere. What is happening?
He's like maybe just a smidge older than I picture for that character, but I don't know. Maybe naturally fine.
Oh, for Randall Flagg?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. I know in the CBS one, it's Alexander Skarsgård, which I don't know how I feel about. Like, he's a good actor, but I've also never seen him play, like, charming.
Yeah. That's true.
God damn it! Everything didn't take 6,000 fucking bullets to put down.
Well, you know what we say. Just give it to Flanagan. Hopefully he gets that show off the ground.
Can we have the Mike Flanagan Doom show?
That works too. And I also forgot that shortly after that movie, there was a Dark Tower pilot that was shot and just not picked up.
Oh.
Yeah, before Flanagan got on board, there was a filmed pilot that apparently sucked. So they didn't pick up.
Shocked. No, if it wasn't Flanagan, I would have no faith because I don't know how you adapt that.
Right. That's kind of the top shelf, like, unfilmable.
Like, you would have to... Well, and especially because you're adapting it in isolation, when the whole reason it exists is to connect all of King's works together.
Maybe it can connect to all of the Flanagan King projects.
Yes. Yes.
Carlo Gugino shows up from Gerald's game, and you're like, what the fuck?
Are we gonna get the Flanagan King cinematic universe? Like, holy fuck.
I'm down. If we can stop giving new King projects to other people. Just give them all to Flanagan, you idiots.
God damn it.
Hey, Noah's here for moral support. He just said Doom. Doom. That spells Flanagan.
Doom. Oh, did it make you laugh when the guy that plays Patrick
Yeah.
says M-O-O-N? That spells moon. And because it's just his Patrick voice.
Yeah. That's... If we were to readapt that, I think you could change that character slightly.
No.
And again, I don't know if we need another adaptation of The Stand, but if we do it, give it to Flanagan.
Yeah.
He's the guy who will pull it off. Not James Wan, probably.
Well, James Wan will just make it about trauma somehow.
And I mean, there's no way this would happen, but how cool it would be if Flanagan got to do both The Stand and The Dark Tower back-to-back, and just had the same actor as Randall Flagg, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, because he's in both.
Dark Tower series. Yeah, like, that'd be great.
You know, how's it going?
Are you just gonna post and leave? I get it. I see how it is, Noah. Are you gonna watch The Stand with us tomorrow?
Vacation.
Yes, but he can make an exception.
That's true.
He has a phone. He has headphones.
Yes.
He can make
No, don't pushing me off the cut. I just
no,
want to get through this level so we can quit. What is
Hey,
that?
anime fan. Oh no, it just said that he's packing right now. Hey, look, anime fan. I don't hate James Wan. I like some of his work. I don't know if he's a great producer. And I don't
Are
know
you
if
just sticking
he's
up for
who I
James Wan because he made Aquaman?
I kind of like that first movie. I enjoyed it.
Fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I haven't seen it since theaters.
I've heard Malignant's insane, but at least kind of entertaining.
I had a good time with Malignant. It's dumb, but like it knows it's dumb.
Can we get the Flanagan miniseries adaptation of Maximum Overdrive? It's about generational family trauma.
Dude, I would watch it. Or that movie about like werewolf cat people or whatever.
That's Sleepwalking.
Yeah, let Mike Flanagan remake Sleepwalker.
Yes, please.
Aiden's around this Saturday. We should try to get him to watch The Lost World with us.
It's true. There are dozens of us.
We know the
He can
truth.
recruit more to our. He can recruit more to our cause.
Oh my god, I'm so sick of platforming. Oh. If you don't have this by 11:30, I will call it a night.
Sounds good.
Why do you want to bore Hayden? I don't want to bore Hayden. That movie is great. It's not my fault you're wrong. Okay, what?
It's got dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
And like anime fan, as much as I enjoy Aquaman, that doesn't make me want James Wan doing The Stand. I still don't think he's the right fit for that material.
No. The only thing James Wan should be directing is people to their seats.
Oh.
No! God damn it!
Patience, my young Padawan.
Pick the fucking seagulls on you.
Okay.
Ah, shit, I should have said that. Now it's gonna be stuck in my head.
So, are we gonna keep going with Alan Wake on Sunday without Noah, or
No, we'll have to find something else to do. He has to be there to finish the story.
if you say so?
Maybe we'll just play like a multiplayer game, just because I don't want to start a new game because we just need like time to kill for a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, anime fan. John, who would you cast Jason Momoa as in The Stand? Randall Flagg?
The dead body that you see when the show
Aw.
starts.
He can be the guy that Patrick plays. Or the voice of Patrick plays.
I now need to hear James or Jason. God damn it, Jason Momoa.
James Gunn Momoa.
Yeah, say Momoa win. That spells moon.
Lizzo could play Mother Abigail.
Why?
Why not?
I mean, we cast Whoopi Goldberg last time.
I think that could have worked. I like Whoopi Goldberg.
Easy health.
And in his
One thing I guess I'll let you spoil. Does Shawnee Smith come back? Because she's only been in one scene so far. I got 2 more hours to go.
she's
So it pops back up.
she's one of the she's like a main player in Randall Flagg City.
Ah, that makes sense.
In the CBS All Access reboot, that role is played by Catherine McNamara.
Oh.
You know who that is?
Isn't it Catherine McNamara?
I don't know how to say her last name. But it's Oliver's kid on Arrow.
Yeah, she's stuff.
I think she's an alright actress. She just was. It's the CW.
Yeah.
She was pretty good on that Shadowhunter show.
Yeah, that's something.
I was really into those books for a minute. And then they got too weird for me. Because that was like on the tail end of the, the young adult fascination is kind of dying out. I don't know if you remember, we tried to make a movie with Lily Collins and it was a disaster.
Oh.
The Mortal Instruments or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was a movie.
Yeah, that Shadowhunters is another adaptation of those same books. But no, there's this whole subplot in those books, which is where it lost me. Because obviously, you have the protagonist and then her love interest. But there's a whole mystery of, like, they may not be allowed to be together because they're siblings. And I was like, what? What are we doing? And then if you can believe it, they were in fact not related. So the whole thing was a waste of time.
That's amazing. No anime fan. Randall Flagg does not relate to Rick Flag. I don't know what they were thinking with that movie, but I think Matthew McConaughey could have been good casting in that role.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Probably don't need to.
Maybe we'll cover it before the show drops.
Yeah, we got time.
As a weird curiosity.
Yeah. Well, remember at one point the show was supposed to be like a spin-off of the movie, and then the movie
yeah. Because the movie is technically a sequel to the books.
Yes. I did know that.
Because I don't know if you know how those books end, but...
Yeah, I actually do.
Robert read a book?
No, I read the Wikipedia.
Okay,
no,
Noah.
I've seen people talk about it. The Man in Black. Man in Black.
We
The
should
Man in
cover
Black
those
fled
books.
across the desert, and the guns sing a power.
We should cover those books, Robert.
Yeah.
You can hear the panic.
There's some Stephen King books I'd read from the channel.
No, we gotta do all 7 Dark Tower books. It'll be fine.
Anime Fan is joking, referencing Hugh Jackman and X-Men: The Last Stand, but ironically, that probably wouldn't be bad casting for like Stu.
Yep.
Or even Randall Flagg. Like if we did more, if you wanted to play a villain, like I could see that. He might be too old now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a couple roles I think Hugh Jackman in the stand.
Yeah.
But again, only make it if it's Flanagan. If it's not him, don't bother.
Don't think it, don't say it.
We have now readapted The Stand, Harry, Salem's Lot, and Children of the Corn And didn't invite Flanagan Freddy at the. What were we thinking?
True. We gave him carry.
That's true.
He's
Yeah, but
gonna
that
make
isn't
it into an 8-episode miniseries somehow.
If anyone can do it, it's him.
That's true. It'll probably end up being the best adaptation too.
Yeah. Yeah, Noah's mad at me because reading Wikipedia pages is his thing. That's true. I did not mean to steal your thunder.
Yeah, you're stealing the only thing he contributes to this channel. Oh god. I'm kidding, Noah.
No, you're not.
Robert said it, not me.
John, stop jumping over the edge.
You're like 20 minutes too late.
It's like you're asking to fall to your doom. So how do you kill demons in hell? Does this make any sense?
You shoot them.
Oh. That's the problem with biblical times is we didn't have guns yet.
I mean, chat, that has been Doom 2016. We will get back to this next week. And then Robert, I don't know what we're going to do after this because we're about, I'd say we're about halfway maybe.
Halfway there. I thought we were going to pick up Resident Evil 2.
You're right. Yeah, that's what we'll do next. Then we'll pick that up and then we'll go from there. Thank you guys for hanging out. We appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful night.
Later.